Man, we back at it. We back at it. Last thing I left off on was basically the me taking my time. Uh, what I want to touch on today and get really into is this whole enhancement thing. Uh, basically, with the enhancement shit, right? Um, I want to show y'all what's actually in writing, so y'all can see for yourselves. Um, the facts. It's just not me. It's just not me talking about some shit. It's me showing y'all some shit. And at the end of the day, it's a lot of people that are up under this shit. That's dealing with this shit. That got this shit tagged on their back. And at the end of the day, like I say, I just need the right people, the right ears, in order to be the right voice, to be heard, to create that change in order to get this off our back. Because at the end of the day, like I say, a lot of dudes, man, a lot of dudes, and women too, I would think, I really don't know, are in here right now that didn't already did they time for the crime. Because a lot of people like to say, oh, you do the crime, you do the time, don't cry about it. All right, yeah, a lot of dudes did their time for their crime, you feel me? But they still doing enhancement time. They doing time for something that somebody looked at a piece of paper and was like, let's see, we passed this law so we could throw an extra 10, we could throw an extra 20, and then we could throw an extra, let me see, you know what, fuck it, we can just give them 25 to life. You feel me? Like, that's the game they playing. That's the game they playing. Believe it or not, that is the game that they're playing. They looking at a piece of paper or going off of their knowledge of the laws that's been passed that's allowing them to do this. And they going, we can give them 25 to life, we can give them 20 more years, we can give them 10 more years, what we feel like doing today. What you in the mood for? You in the mood for just fucking them all the way off, or you want to give them some action in about 10 to 15 years? But yeah, let's get into it though. Long story short, you got a few enhancements. You got gang enhancement, you got gun enhancement, you got the nickel prior, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they kind of like threw out or revised it to where it's like non and void or whatever it may be. I'm gonna put up some things and it'll show exactly what's the deal with that. But you got I think GBI is an enhancement, and basically what these enhancements are, these are additional years that they can add to your sentence based on elements of your crime. So these aren't charges. You feel me? These are not charges. This is not like how you can get, okay, you did a kidnapping, then you murdered them, so you got the murder, and then you sodomized them, so you getting sodomy, and then, you dismembered the body, so you're getting tampering with evidence and whatever that shit is to a corpse, and all that shit. Like, no, these are not charges. These are technicalities that they can use in order to enhance your time. So let's just say the gang enhancement, which I got. Which I got. The gang enhancement, if I'm not mistaken, You can get 4, you can get 5, you can get 10, you can get 15, and you can get 25 to life, and I think you can get life. I'm gonna put it up here so y'all can see it. The gun enhancement. Uh, the gun enhancement, you can get 10, I think 20, 25 to life, and I believe you can get life. Right? So, speaking on my situation, I got the gun enhancement and the gang enhancement. I think for the, let's see, for the gang, I got 4 years, low term, 4 years. For the gun, I got 10 years. You feel me? Then, let's not forget, I got 5 for the actual crime, right? Attempted murder, 5 for attempted murder, right? Nobody got hit. Let's keep that in mind. Nobody got hit. And where they say that came into play is because supposedly, long story short, you know, he was in his car, I was in my car. He pulled up on my car very aggressively. Let's keep in mind, with already all this shit going on, where yeah. But long story short, pulled up to my car, shots fired. His car pulled past my car just a little bit, and allegedly I go bust a U-turn and allegedly shoot some more at the car while it's at a stop. So they said, oh, he went to go finish him off, intent to kill, attempted murder. Yeah, so long story short, I got fired for that, and nobody got hit. Just the car got shot up, and they took that 5 because I had a prior where I got a strike. They doubled that up and gave me another 5 for some shit that I already did my time for, which was less time than 5 years. So yeah, that's how they do that to us. So basically, I got 19 years in enhancements. Me personally, I'm just one person, but I'm gonna tell you like this: it's thousands. It's thousands of dudes in here right now. It's thousands of dudes in here right now that done already did their time. I know dudes in here right now. I know this ain't no lie. I know dudes in here right now that did their time for their crime, and they've been in jail doing enhancement time based on the fact that they got either life or 25 to life, and they already, I think, like one of the sickest ones I heard was like 20 something years into enhancement time. You feel me? So they've been did their time for their crime 20 some years ago. Every last one of those years after that was because these people decided, based on a technicality, we're gonna give you life. And a lot of them times it be because these dudes fought for their life, because they took it to the box, because they went to trial. You feel me? Ain't nobody took no deal for no 25 to life or no life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these times, these dudes get that because they wanted to fight for their life, because they wanted a chance, because they thought they could win, and they was hoping. Or sometimes, and it's a small percentage of them dudes that was innocent. They knew they was innocent. They still lost because these people have the know-how to convince a jury that you're not innocent, because they good at their job, because they good at making you look guilty. Right now, there's dudes in here that's doing life, 25 life, let's just say, that's doing 30, 40 years, 20 years, all because of a technicality, all because of something that was passed through law that gave them the ability to take your life away from you, to take the rest of your life away from you. You know, because of this law, you sitting in a cell every day, waking up in this little box, doing 20-some hours a day in that little box, 19 hours a day in that little box, sometimes the whole 24 hours in that little box, for years, for decades, in some cases, in a lot of cases. Because one person, 2 people, 4 people, 5 people out of the whole, you know, decided your fate and decided what they think was right for you. Some of these people is dead. They don't even know you today. They don't know nothing about you today. You know, you done learned so much. You done been through so much. You done learned your lesson. But that don't matter. The person that took your life away from you, dead and gone. Can care less what you do. Get out or die in prison. But that time period of life when you was going through your court process, the fact that that person pushed so hard in order to lock you in, to make sure that you never leave a jail cell. And that was based on a technicality. Now, don't get me wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, should I say. Correct me if I'm wrong, but ain't that what the 3 strikes law was all about? That if you were just redeemable, what's the word? What's the thing they like to use at the end of this CDCR? You're not able to be rehabilitated. That on your 3rd strike, it's over with. But y'all got 3 strike law, and y'all got this enhancement shit. And the thing about the enhancement shit, the thing about the enhancement shit, which with the 3 strike law, I guess too, but the thing about the enhancement shit, it's like, honestly, you don't even, so it's, way different 3 strike. You don't even need 3 chances. You can get life your first run around. Like, don't even worry about them 3 strikes, champ. We finna get you out of here on this run, your first one. You can call it a wrap. This is a done deal. We got you. We finna hit you with this enhancement, and so you can call that a wrap, player. That's done. 3 strikes, what? Forget about that. You ain't gotta worry about that. You got 1 strike, and you got all day. Because you got this gang enhancement, this gun enhancement, in order to lock that in on you. You feel me? And don't get me wrong, it's easier said than done, and you got to go case by case. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of cases. It's a lot of people. It's thousands of dudes, like I said in here right now, that's just doing enhancement time. Been did they time. You feel me? I've been did my time. I've been down by 8 years now. So I'm 3 years past my original time that I'm supposed to be doing for the crime. And then on top of that, we only supposed to do 66%. You feel me? So at the end of the day, I've been did my time and maxed out at that. You feel me? The whole 5. You feel me? But I'm still here. And I got, about 12 to go? 11 to go? Something like that. What? Like 12, 11 to go? I got a whole nother decade and some. This dude out there right now, free as a bird, cool as a fan. And I don't want to get into the situation really, but trust and believe. Trust and believe. I'm just saying I didn't deserve this. I really didn't. Don't get me wrong. I did wrong, and I'm gonna take accountability for what I did do. But for me to be going through what I'm going through now, it's not adding up. For me to be watching my daughter grow up, watching my son grow up, from a jail cell, based on the fact that this lawyer felt like she picked the number that best suited her comfortability for me, and when she want me to go home. This is not based on, okay, you did this, It's already written. You did this, so this is the time that you get. No, because you didn't have to give me gang enhancement. You put people on the stand. You put these police and these experts. You fought for gang enhancement. Okay, let me get my gang experts, these detectives, and everybody else up here in order to prove that this was some gang shit, which it wasn't. This was really like a personal dispute. Don't get me wrong. He's an opposition. You feel me? He's from the other side. You know what I'm saying? But this was more of some personal shit, that took place. Um, you got them up there and you had them people lying, talking about, oh, yeah, the gangs, they do things like this. Because the dude said, oh, he swerved him up on my car in traffic, swerved on me, and tried to run me off the road, and yelled out 40 crib, and ooh, this, and that. That never happened. That never happened, I promise you. I wouldn't sit here and lie like that. I don't have no reason to lie to a camera. You feel me? I don't have no reason to lie. That never happened. Never swerved on him in traffic. Never, none of that. And it's the crazy part about it, right? Um, it's a little bit off, but it's it all makes sense. Um, my attorney, just to show you how shady and how she railroaded me. Um, my attorney, I know all the angles in the hood that the cameras got on that corner. At the end of the day, I knew that it showed that our initial contact was not in traffic. Our initial contact, he was already there, at the store around the corner from my house, and I was pulling up, and that's where we made our initial contact. She had every last video, supposedly, of everything that was incriminating to me, but couldn't get that video that was proof that I didn't make contact with him in traffic, where I supposedly swerved on his car and yelled out this and that and whatever. Lied to me. Oh yeah, I sent them over there 3-4 times. I don't have that video, and that video, it doesn't show that. All it shows is such and such and such and such. I know that's a lie. I stand in that same store and look at that big ass TV that they got all the camera views in right there in front for everybody to see, to watch and see who come walking up, what police, if the police is still outside or whatever it may be. I know exactly what that camera showed, and that camera showed my car pulling up and his car already being there at the scene of the crime. But we don't get into that. But at the end of the day, yeah. Long story short, they got them people on the stand, police, gang expert, all these people that got up there and got to talking about all this hypothetical shit, talking about, gangs, they terrorize people in their neighborhoods to show force and power of their gang, to inflict fear. The fuck would I do some shit like that for? If anything, we don't go around bullying people in our neighborhood. If anything, we protect our civilians. These are people that we didn't knew our whole life. This is the old lady down the street that's the homie auntie, or that's the little female that I used to deal with, grandma, and this is the dude that the Mexicans that be cutting everybody grass, and that this is them. Now, don't get me wrong. Yeah, we probably stole somebody's bike when we was a kid, or got into it with somebody's son, or had a verbal altercation. It was like, nigga, fuck you. This the hood. Woo, woo. This, and that. Got a little extra out. That type of shit happens now and then. But at the end of the day, for the most part, we protect our civilians. We not there to inflict fear and have them walking on eggshells just to know that the hood is somebody. They gonna see that when them other dudes come, and how we respond when they come over here to do what they coming to do. Because at the end of the day, we're not gonna get all into that. But yeah, they had them people get on the stand and lie and all that just to make the case sound good, in order to lock that gang enhancement in. That gang enhancement, I got 4 years. Then the gun enhancement. We're not talking about The fact that this is not a gun charge like, oh, possession of a gun. This is not a gun charge like firing into occupy. This is not a gun charge like felling with a firearm. This is none of that. Which you would get some little bullshit time for, some little smoker 3 years or whatever it may be for. You know what I'm saying? This enhancement, like I said, holds 10, 20, life, and 25 years. This enhancement is only a technicality. This is something that you're saying that a gun was involved in the midst of a crime that I committed, which was attempted murder. Not the fact, this is not a charge, this is a technicality. This is something that you just saying that is an element of the situation. And based on that, you added a whole decade, not 1 year, not 2 years, not 3 years, not 4 years, a whole decade. From the time my daughter, let's just say from day one, from the time my daughter 8 to 18, 8 years old to 18, I'm gonna do in jail based on the fact that you looking at this paper, or you have this knowledge of how to attach more time onto my sentence based on elements of the crime. That's not cool. Where is that humane? But y'all out there fighting for this and fighting for that and fighting for this and fighting for that. Out there having riots for dumb shit. Riots for this, riots for that. Where's the attention? Where's the awareness being brought to this? You feel me? Because like I said, there's thousands of dudes in here right now doing enhancement time. There's thousands of dudes in here that got life based on enhancements. And like I say, I'm going to put all of it up here, I'm going to put every last bit of the literature that y'all need to see up here so you can see what I'm talking about, and it's just not you listening to me talk. These are actual laws. These are actual laws that somebody sat there and put together, wrote it up, picked the number. I feel like 10 is good. I feel like 25 is good. I feel like life is good. Yeah, we gotta have that life. Because, for them, life. And that's the one. You feel me? Because a lot of dudes take their shit to the box. Because they know what they up against, and they like, oh, I gotta fight this. Because and it's the culture, too, that force niggas to, feel like they gotta fight it. And they max them out because they fought for their life. The court system maxed you out because of the fact that you sat there and fought for your life. The fact that you said, I want a fighting chance and I want to fight for my life is the reason why when you lose, they say, now we're going to give you everything and throw the book at your stupid ass. For losing. For losing, you lose your life. And in some cases, it's not always life. It's, just 20, just, 30 years, 40 years. But yeah, and like I say, it's all type of, but like I said, I really just want to put emphasis on this situation as far as the enhancements, because something has to be done. Something has to be done. We got to get rid of these enhancements, because it's not just because people don't want to do the time. I just don't want to do the time. It's not that. I can take accountability for my actions, but when you got 19 years over my head and being taken away from my family and my kids and all that, just based on a technicality, based on just because you can. That's like I'm walking down the street and I see somebody in a wheelchair and I slap the shit out of them just because I can. But if I do that, it's a lot of people gonna be like, you was wrong. It's a lot of people that's gonna put me, it's police that's gonna put me in handcuffs and put me in jail. You know, it's consequences behind that, but there's no consequences for these people putting all these men, these good dudes, some of them bad, don't get me wrong. I can't take that away from the situation, but you know, uh, there's no consequences for them taking people and throwing them in this box and forgetting about them, throwing them in these prisons, in these cells, and forgetting about them, to rot, to die, to survive, to fight for their life every day they walk out that door. Whether it's an easy win or not, that's what they doing. And they go about their life and sleep in their beds. They go about their life, go home and play with their kids. You know, they go about their life not caring about the fact that they didn't put person after person after person in these situations, in these prisons, in these cells, to spend the rest of their life, to spend the next 24 years, to spend the next 50 years, to spend the next 30 years, or whatever it may be, and hope that they survive and get out. Because that's the shit that they don't take in consideration, that we in here, you know, already fighting for our life, you know, and basically not saying like, you know, it's every day we somebody trying to kill us, but I'm saying, you know, we already gotta survive this shit. But not only now do we have to survive this shit, but we gotta do that for the next decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, 4 decades, or just until somebody decides to let us out. You know, but you know, I'm gonna finish this, and I'm gonna you know, get some more into this on the next one. I don't want to hold nobody too long. You know, just wanted to, like I say, tap in on these enhancements. I appreciate all the viewers, everybody that take time to click on that video and watch me. You know, I appreciate it, whether it's 10 people, 2 people, or 20 people. You feel me? I appreciate it, because that's 2 people, 10 people, 20 people that heard what I had to say, and that's gonna take the time to think about it. You know, and like I say, I want y'all, if y'all could, if it's something that really strikes a chord with you, go and look this shit up. They got all that shit on the phone, Gemini and Siri and AI, all that AI stuff that, you know, you can get on there and ask questions, and it's gonna give you the answer. It's gonna give you the whole layout and links and all that. Look up these enhancements. Look up these laws, you know, and see that I'm not just, like I said, I'm gonna show you some of them, but just go do your research. Go look up the percentage of people that's in jail right now, based on enhancements, or the people that's in jail right now that have enhancements attached to their time. And you know, just go look up, do your research. California, because I don't really know too much about these other states and what they got going on. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I be seeing in Texas dudes be getting 30 years and get out in 2. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how, but you know, I be seeing dudes that got, you know, 100 years and get out in 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, you know, but at the end of the day, it ain't possible here, you know, shit. If it is, you done told on the whole prison, and that's the shit. But yeah, man, you know, like I said, I appreciate it. I want y'all to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know, stay tuned. Like I said, I got a lot more to come. This ain't even scratching the surface. I'm getting into it all. You know, I'm getting into it all. I want it all to be corrected. I want real change. You know, I want real change. You feel me? I want real change. You know, I don't want just a little bill pass that's going to, you know, ease up and make it look good. I don't want, you know, just a couple of, you know, months knocked off for everybody. No, I want real change. You know, mass release. You know, case by case. You know, retroactive. You know what I'm saying? To where it kick right in. We ain't gotta be filing no paperwork and fighting and going through hell and high water just to be heard. No, Take that shit off. You got enhancements, it's coming off. You ain't gotta go file and do all that. No, you got a court date about this, that, and the third, and we gonna knock it all off for y'all. I want real change. You feel me? Because they playing. You know, these politicians and these people that's all in control, they playing. You feel me? They acting like they trying to do something, and then as soon as they do it, they find a reason to double back on it. You know, like the. But then again, don't get me wrong. It be the dudes that's out there that's making the wrong moves. That's man, that make it hard for the people that really, you know, and the people that really ain't never been here before. That's making it hard for the people that's in here and that's going through this. You know, like all of them, you know, crimes that's being committed out there right now. That's having these white folks and these people in position looking like, oh, they don't need to come home. You know, crazy part is you got thousands of dudes just sitting here rotting in jail, but one dude get let out after doing 30-something years and he do some shit. You gonna judge all them thousands of dudes based on that one dude? That's not straight. Because I bet you it's about 100 dudes that wouldn't have did what he did. You know, so that's just my point. And like I say, you know, I got a lot more to say, but that's all I'm gonna say for tonight. I appreciate y'all, and y'all have a blessed one, and I'll catch you on the next one.